Get ready. Rumours and speculation go hand in hand with the Disney World fandom, and nothing gets people talking like the mention of a new Disney World theme park. The topic of a fifth gate seems to have circulated ever since the opening of Disney's Animal Kingdom way back in 1998. Everyone seems to have an opinion or a desire as to what they would like to see become the resort's next big development. What better way to continue this tradition than a video based solely on speculation and conjecture? We're going to take a completely uninformed look at what a new Disney World theme park could be. But before we get into our first potential park, please make sure to give this video a like and hit the subscribe button to keep up with all the videos we will be putting out in the future. It really does help with our channel. But anyway, let's get back to some complete speculation. Get ready. Villains Park. Okay, let's get this one out of the way first and foremost. A Disney World theme park centered around villains has been talked about for decades now. Disney movies have always had their villains. In many cases, the villains themselves are often the standout star, playing opposite our heroes. Disney seems to have recognised this recently, with newer film productions focusing on the villain story. This can be seen in recent releases such as Cruella and Maleficent. There's definitely an appeal from the general public to have villains somewhat recognised and celebrated. Disney parks have had their fair share of dark-themed attractions too. Haunted Mansion and Pirates of the Caribbean are true classics, and similar attractions would definitely do well. Disney themselves have also begun running a Villain After Hours party in Magic Kingdom, starting back in 2019. We can only imagine an inverse theme for classic movies, where instead of having an Ariel themed land, it could be centered on Ursula. It's easy to imagine the potential attractions focusing on more sinister themed dark rides and roller coasters. It would also make for some very interesting entertainment and shows around the parks. Similarly, a spooky and villain-focused parade is an integral part of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party every year. Disney obviously knows that this sells and people like it, but we're not quite sure that they would be willing to take a dive into the dark just yet. Disney parks are still places for families and are built for escapism, and new Disney theme parks solely based on dark themes probably doesn't fit in with the brand image Disney wants to portray. Still though, this is definitely an interesting concept. Pixar Park. This seems like a fairly obvious choice, surely. With the inclusion of Pixar Pier over in Disney's California Adventure, there's definitely an abundance of franchises to create individual lands. While Pixar Pier may give us a taste of what we could expect, it really is just a re-theme at the end of the day. The rides may have subtle nods to various Pixar films such as Incredicoaster, although it doesn't exactly create an immersive experience that modern Disney developments bring today. For newer visitors to the park, it's probably very clear that this wasn't the original intended theme. There's just so much room for development, and a whole park theme to Pixar seems so easy. We've also seen hints of this with the former A Bug's Land in California Adventure also, which was unfortunately cleared for Avengers Campus. A Bug's Land was always a fan favourite. The immersive qualities of this land would really suit an entire park, but perhaps this throws up another question. Considering Hollywood Studios already has Toy Story Land, this may slightly complicate things though. To put it simply, what's a whole Pixar theme park without the franchise that started it all? But that's not to say that they couldn't add a second Toy Story Land to the resort somewhere. But it might not have the same unique qualities if it's shared across two parks. With that said, however, there's definite room for expansion of Pixar in Disney World. This seems like it could be more plausible than a villain theme park. Intellectual Property Park. We couldn't exactly come up with a flashy name, so you'll have to forgive us for this one. But since Disney doesn't seem to be slowing down with the purchase of every single piece of intellectual property out there, this seems quite fitting. We've already seen a big movement in the theme parks to include some of their newer purchases. The likes of Star Wars has been a feature in the park since the 1980s. And then in 2019, we saw the opening of Galaxy's Edge in the resorts on both sides of the US. This has brought some world-class entertainment, with both Rise of the Resistance and Smuggler's Run becoming fan favourites. Over in Disney California Adventure, we've also seen the recent opening of Avengers Campus. This brings a whole land dedicated to the Marvel intellectual property to a Disney theme park. Epcot is also set to see a Guardians of the Galaxy coaster opening very soon too. Disney may struggle to secure the full theme park rights to the Marvel brand, however, at least east of the Mississippi, a topic which we've discussed on our channel before. This is currently owned by Universal and is prominently featured in Islands of Adventure. They could probably make an offer though with the amount of funds that they have, and they would secure the theme park rights. With the recent acquisition of Fox also, there's an abundance to choose from. Each land could be its own respective purchase. Similarly, the inclusion of Star Wars and Hollywood studios may muddy the waters a little, although with how much of a profit maker the individual IPs are, this would definitely be a low risk investment for the Disney company. Beastly Kingdom. To round out our list of ideas for new Disney World theme parks is Beastly Kingdom. Now, for avid fans of Disney's Animal Kingdom, this might sound familiar. In fact, we also covered this topic before in another video in our Unbuilt series. In a nutshell, Beastly Kingdom was a cancelled land themed around fantasy stories and animals. Of course, we already have Fantasyland and Magic Kingdom, but Beastly Kingdom was set to be more Lord of the Rings than classic fairy tale. Original concept artwork included a suspended roller coaster through a ruined castle, fit with a giant animatronic dragon. A dragon is still featured throughout much of the park's logos and branding because of this reason. In the end, the concept was never fully realised, and in a roundabout way we ended up with Pandora, the world of Avatar instead. While we're very pleased with the results of yet another intellectual property in Disney parks, the source material looks too good to pass up. This idea for a whole theme park centred around adventure and fantasy would really suit the Disney brand. It's already two of the main themes found in Magic Kingdom, for example. With a dedicated park to these concepts, Imagineers could really expand and build the immersive worlds that they're known for. Both Pandora and Galaxy's Edge have proven that Disney have the ability to create ridiculously immersive worlds. Something along these lines would add to their roster and really challenge the resident Wizards land next door. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out our full discussion of the never-built Beastly Kingdom. It's an interesting look at how the Disney company can recycle themes and ideas in new ways. What kind of park would you like to see Disney open as the fifth gate at this resort? Let us know in the comments below. Now you're ready.